Welcome to my New Zealand Rugby channel, where the Kiwi spirit and rugby passion come together as one. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my mates. Media manipulation by Rassie Erasmus and its influence on refereeing decisions in the Springboks versus Ireland match. In the world of sport, particularly rugby, strategies extend far beyond the playing field, influencing key refereeing decisions and the final outcomes of games. One of the recent stories that sparked intense debate and reflection on the role of coaches in influencing referees' decisions is the case of South Africa's head coach, Rassie Erasmus, who has been accused of using media manipulation to sway referees in the match between the Springboks and Ireland in Dublin last weekend. Context of the game. To understand the situation, we need to first look at the context of the match. The Springboks secured an important win, beating Ireland 24-13 at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. This was South Africa's first win on Irish soil since 2012. Despite the victory, many people, especially experts and former players, felt that the Springboks were lucky, particularly in relation to an incident involving Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu, a talented young player from South Africa, made an unclear tackle that in many cases could have resulted in a yellow card or even a red card. However, referee Matthew Carley, after reviewing the footage, only issued a penalty and did not take further action. This decision led to significant controversy, as many felt the incident warranted a red card, particularly in light of recent decisions where South Africa's Ludde Jager and Franco Mostert had received red cards in matches against France and Italy. Rassie Erasmus and media manipulation. What Stephen Donald, former All Blacks midfielder, called Rassie Erasmus media manipulation is worth discussing. Specifically, Erasmus made several public statements in the weeks leading up to the match, especially concerning how headshot collisions were being dealt with. After Mostert's red card against Italy, Erasmus criticized the inconsistency in how referees handled such collisions, implying that other similar incidents had gone unpunished. These comments were believed to have had a significant impact on the refereeing decisions in subsequent matches, including the game against Ireland. Erasmus did not merely criticize the refereeing decisions, but also highlighted a clear imbalance in how these incidents were being handled. He stated, "It's difficult. I'm not saying anyone is wrong. I just think the balance in decisions regarding headshots is uneven." This was a deliberate strategy, one that many experienced coaches have used to influence referees, causing them to think more carefully and be more cautious when making critical decisions. Experienced coaches and manipulation. Stephen Donald was not the only one to view the situation as media manipulation. He pointed out that experienced coaches like Steve Hansen, Warren Gatland, and Rassie Erasmus have employed this method to influence referees. Their comments, whether direct or indirect, can have a significant impact on refereeing decisions, particularly in sensitive situations. Donald believes Erasmus cleverly manipulated the situation to protect his players, especially Feinberg-Mngomezulu, who might have received a yellow card if it weren't for the coach's prior comments. Donald remarked, "If Rassie hadn't done what he did, we might have had to reconsider a yellow card for Sacha." This highlights the power of media and the influence of words from a respected figure like Erasmus, not only over players, but also over referees. Controversy over refereeing decisions and fairness. This story is not just about whether Feinberg-Mngomezulu deserved a yellow card, but also about fairness and transparency in refereeing decisions. In sports, particularly rugby, referees wield significant power, but they are also vulnerable to external influences, from the crowd's reactions to coaches' comments. Their decisions can change the course of a match, so it is crucial that they maintain confidence and independence in all situations. Through his media strategy, Erasmus effectively influenced the refereeing decisions, making referees more cautious when ruling on similar collisions. However, this also raises larger questions about fairness in the game. If referees are too swayed by external factors, can we trust their decisions in critical moments? From a personal perspective, I feel that this story is a classic example of how sport isn't just played on the field, but also a real-life game, where tactics and strategies aren't only about technical skill, but also about influencing key decisions. This can spark debates about fairness, but at the same time, it highlights the wisdom and finesse with which those in power in sports can use media to bring about change. My feeling about this issue is a mix of admiration for Rassie Erasmus' tactical acumen and concern about the long-term consequences of manipulating referees. Could this lead to a change in how coaches and referees interact in the future? And is using media to influence referees truly beneficial for the development of sport, or is it simply a way of seeking a short-term advantage? At the end of the day, this situation reminds us that sport is not just a contest between athletes, but also a battle of psychology, strategy, and sometimes even influence off the field. Thanks for being part of my New Zealand rugby journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any epic moments. Big thanks to all the fans.